Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification. And I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews, that $40-ish and under dollar range, and most of these are way less than that, and a good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. And the one I'm going to talk about today, I actually did a first impressions unboxing of this thing, and some stuff was happening. I was opening it up, and I could smell the fragrance outside of the box, and I was like, this isn't good. I don't know why I can smell it out of the box. And this is the fragrance I'm talking about. Lattafa Asad Zanzibar. Got the little emblem on the back. Same exact everything as the original Asad. And the reason why I could smell it outside of the box, when I opened it up, this is what's revealed. The bottle itself, everything is perfect. Just like the original. Just like the regular bottle, right? And it has the little detachable ring there and everything. I go to check out the sprayer. That's not supposed to happen. But the good news is there's no kind of damage to the actual structural integrity of the liquid holder, whatever you would call it. This part of it holds the liquid just fine. It was just a little wet outside, I guess, from being jostled around so much or whatever. So everything is good and kosher in there. I just have to be mindful of that. I got it on Amazon for like 30 bucks, but whatever. It's going to do the job, and it looks fine. There's nothing damaged on the outside, so I'm not too worried about it. But atomizer itself is an average atomizer, and man, let me tell you, this thing has received love and hate alike, right? Quite a bit of it. So I'm going to give you what my opinion is on this thing after I go over exactly what this thing smells like. I can understand both parties, why some people would love it, why some people would hate it, and I'll let you know what I think about it after all. But first, let's go over how this thing smells as a whole. It opens up with lavender and black pepper. The black pepper isn't real spicy, but you do detect some of the flaky black pepper in this thing. The main dominant thing in this thing, I'm sure all the other reviewers are saying this. I haven't watched a whole lot of reviews. I just have read some on whatever, and that's how I know it's getting all kinds of different mixtures, is that coconut water. That coconut is a super prominent, dominant note in this fragrance. I don't know if any of you guys have ever gotten a coconut, like an actual raw coconut, the big heavy thing. We got them here in Florida. I've done it. They're kind of a pain in the neck to open up if you don't have like a machete, right? You open this thing up, you're just peeling back all that skin, right? I'm going to try to paint a picture here. You're peeling back all the fibers in the skin. It takes a lot of work, and then you're left with that, like the nut, the seed there, and it's got the like crispy fibers on the outside, and you crack that open and you got the little wooden chips maybe falling inside of the meat of the coconut, and you're shaving it out, and it's like the clear liquid is in there, and you're getting the meat out and everything, and that smell with the woody chips that you're getting is what's dominant in this. Very dominant. Along with iris, not as much as like Dior Homme Intense, but that iris is clearly detectable in this thing. That kind of, like people say, lipstick bag kind of iris. Vanilla, salt, and incense. It's all detectable. The salt, less than anything, in my humble opinion, and the incense, less than anything. The incense almost adds a dryness to it. Along with that, the woody flakes from the coconut and the coconut water and everything, and the black pepper, it adds a bit of a dryness to it. The vanilla is trying to keep it creamy. The coconut is trying to keep it tropical. The lavender and the pepper are doing something totally different, like making this thing a unique fragrance. So because it has that woodiness a little bit in there with this spike from the black pepper and the dryness from it and that incense, I can see how this would be challenging, offensive, abrasive, off-putting for sure. This is not a blind buy fragrance whatsoever. I can see how people would not like this. I can easily see it. I can see how people would love this thing because it has that creaminess. In the air, it has this wonderful aroma, this tropical, smooth, creamy aroma. When I was doing my run, I put this thing through the 5 mile test, where I go on my 5 mile minimum run, and I put it through that test. It withstood the test of time. It was still there, pumping off real nice and strong. And in the air, it's really nice. I was still getting some of the sharp notes and stuff like that, but it was kind of keeping it interesting. And so because of that, somewhat sweet, playful, breezy kind of a thing, people would love this thing. Where do I stand on it? I like it. To be honest, I actually like it. But I completely understand why people would not. I completely understand it. So if you trust my opinion, buyers beware. There is a good chance that even if you like most of the fragrances that I like, you might not like this one. There's a good chance of that. But if you can get over some of that offensive stuff, overall, in the air especially, it's a really nice smelling fragrance. So far what I'm seeing, the longevity is decent. It's not a beast, but it's decent because, like I said, it withstood that run very well. I wore it last night. Sprayed it on my arm and it's still pumping off pretty strong. So from what I'm seeing, it's like a 6-hour fragrance. Projection seems to be about average or so, and I could see how this might rake in some compliments, and it's not going to be really offensive to anybody around you. Okay, this is what I think might be the trick to this thing. Smelling it right there will probably be the death of this fragrance for you. If you're just smelling it like this, give it a chance. If you buy this thing and you might not like it at first, give it a chance. My throat is super dry right now, so forgive me. I don't know what's going on. Give it a chance in the air. Let it settle. Give it a chance in the air. I thought initially that some of that sharpness and the woodiness and stuff like that, and like the peppery thing that's going on, that extra dryness would go away in the dry down, and it kind of doesn't. It does get marginally creamier, but that doesn't really go away. In fact, this thing doesn't morph a whole lot from the opening to the dry down. I think because that coconut is the main note in this thing, it just stays there the whole time. So it doesn't change a whole lot. Just give it a chance in the air. When it settles down a little bit and you're left with your scent bubble and it's not like being the projector, that's when it is a lot more enjoyable even for me. I don't mind the opening, but the dry down is even better on me because it just kind of it polishes itself up a little bit while still having all the kind of confusing opening going on. So yeah, don't buy it based on the height, because there is a good chance that you won't like this thing. I bought it because I'm an enthusiast. I like fragrances. I want to see for myself. And it was marked down from like the $50 when this thing started to like the $30. So I was like, why not? I'll do it. And this is what I do, right? I let you guys know what these things smell like. So if it stinks, I'm the dummy that bought it. And I'll try to save somebody else's life, right? So yeah, it's a summertime fragrance. It's playful. It's youthful and mature. Here's a good description, I think. If any of you have ever smelled CK's Into You, right? That weirdness, it's kind of got like a weird woody thing going on. There's some, it doesn't smell bad, but it's got like a weirdness to it. And get the tobacco and tonka bean, the creaminess of that tobacco and tonka bean that's in this, Banana Republic's tobacco and tonka bean, with that weirdness of the CK Into You, and a extra dose, a big heavy splash of coconut water, and that's something like this is gonna pop out. That's what it is. So overall, I will give it a 6.5 out of 10. I'm not gonna knock it up for any kind of performance, but I really like the way this thing smells, and I'm gonna keep on wearing it. It's unique. It doesn't smell like anything else. People compare it to Le Beau because it has coconut. It's not a replacement of Le Beau. It's not a clone of Le Beau. It doesn't even smell that similar to Le Beau, but it is in that same genre, but that's it. It's like a distant cousin, if anything else, so don't think it's the replacement of it. I know this is a longer video, but this is kind of one of those fragrances that, might deserve this kind of talk because there's so much extra stuff going on with it, like as far as mixed reviews. So, yeah. 6.5 out of 10. Summertime, daytime, casual, beachy kind of a fragrance. Not youthful, or not mature. A little bit more youthful, I would think, actually, than mature. But yeah, so that's my final thoughts on Lattafa Asad Zanzibar. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always, and until next time.